So here we are again, and it is Thursday. It is Thursday, isn't it? I think it is Thursday. You lose track after a while here. I got one of these calendars. You have to tear it off. You know what day it is. And we are here again with my good friend Mike, and we are exploring Stephen Covey's Seven Habits. And as we always say, he probably doesn't think that we've ever read the book, but anyway. And so today we're going to be discussing finding the win-win. Um, and there is so much to talk about here. So let's just dive straight in. So I'm going to throw this immediately as we are. I'm going to throw it to you, Mike, for you to kick us off. Finding the win-win.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I think when I think of win-win, it immediately takes us to a belief set, and the belief set is: do we believe that there's enough to go around? Or do I need to fight you so that I can survive, and I see you as a threat?
Yeah.
So for me, win-win takes us to this beautiful, and Dave, you've spoken so much about it, roots, a belief. Do I see everybody around me as a threat, or do I see abundance?
Yeah.
So win-win is very much, I think they have strong words that most of us know: abundance or scarcity. Scarcity: in order for me to win, you need to lose. Win-win says, hey, why not let both of us win?
I love that. And that is what another person has said it this way: is the third way. When you talk about finding the win-win, often we think of it, I have my way, or it's your way, but actually there's a third way. And I love that concept of bringing the art of the possibility into negotiation. So for me, win-win is, I believe that our whole life is a negotiation. We're negotiating with our work colleagues, with our wives, with our children, with ourselves, with our friends. We're constantly in a form of negotiation where we're talking about doing a dance. We're doing this dance. I love that word, a dance. But I love the whole thing about the art of possibility. When we're sitting with someone, they're saying, well, I understand what you need. I understand what I need. But where's the third way? There's a third way here. And both people are, committing to that path of reimagining this third option often opens up huge possibilities, certainly in a business where you might be entrenched in a certain way of looking at something. And then someone says, well, let's discover a third way, which encompasses all the win-wins of both sides. Would you agree? So I love that. I love the sense of abundance that you talk about come to life. Yeah. We haven't got one pot that we can share. There's loads of pots. Let's find those pots and let's live on them together. I love that, Mike. Yeah.
And if you're with somebody, probably some or two very good questions that you want to ask them, especially like you said, you're going into a negotiation. And the first question would be to the other person: what is most important to you, or what is it that you would want out of this?
I wrote down on my notes here. I said we need to be able to communicate our expectations well right up front. Be clear about our expectations. I like that.
Yeah. So what is it that you want out of this? Think about how often we're in a conversation with somebody else and we're assuming that we know what they want. But the moment we put on the table, which says, my intent here is benevolent. I really want a win-win. What is it that you most need? And invariably, I know we're going to get to this habit of Covey's, but if you seek their understanding, they're going to probably seek yours, which is, okay, well, what is it that you want? Then the second question: how do you propose we take this forward? Versus, okay, well, I'm going to show you how we take this forward. How do you propose that we take and move forward on this particular thing? And the moment we've got that sort of attitude, we're probably in the win-win arena.
I like that.
Yeah.
And I think it's again, it goes with your abundance thinking that, we should come into a negotiation expecting to find something that we didn't originally have in our minds, have that anticipation that together we can create something. I love also a win-win can only come when our egos are in check, right? So, let's look at the options. There's win-lose, where you win, the other person loses, but you don't really win. There's lose-win, where you've given up so much ground, and then you walk away and you are resentful for it. And then there's lose-lose, and that's usually the place of the ego, right? You get into a room and it's just ego hitting ego, and ultimately everyone walks out of the room a loser because the ego has just demolished any form of negotiation. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. And with you saying those things, immediately my mind's like buzzing with so much. But as individuals, we might often think, if I'm winning, if I've got the power in the relationship, then it means I'm winning, and maybe you're losing, and we might work with that. But here's the deal: whenever somebody is losing in the relationship, you are losing too.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
So, Malcolm Gladwell, sure, which book was it? I think it was Blink or one of those. But he shares a story about the doctor who is operating on a patient, but the doctor's operating on the wrong part. 7 or so nursing staff are around the patient as well, and they're watching this happen, knowing that he's doing the wrong thing, but they're not sharing with him.
Yeah.
And why are they not sharing with him? Because we've got a win-lose relationship here. The doctor's the powerful person, we're just the nursing staff. And whenever somebody feels that they're losing, that it's not a win-win relationship, they withhold. They withhold ideas.
Yep.
Yeah, they withhold ideas. They withhold information. They don't show up.
Yeah.
So the moment we see it like that is when we create win-win, we create the environment for genius to blossom.
I love that. I love it. Great words. So if win-win then is the fruit, what's the root? If win-win is the fruit, is the coming off the tree, what are the root system of a win-win? I think we've already mentioned a couple of them. We've said making sure our egos are in check, I think, first, right? That's got to be there. Let's kick that around for a moment. Some of the roots, good roots to producing the fruit of win-win.
Well, I suppose the thing that comes to mind, because it's a great question, and I'm immediately like scrambling for an answer, but I suppose if I don't see somebody worthy of winning, then I'm probably not going to take a win-win. In other words, if I see you as not worth much, so it's all about me, then I suppose the opposite is true as well. If I don't see myself in a good light, I'm probably going to be so if I believe the world is a race, I'm going to look for losers because for me to win. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Because if the world is a race and it's about me winning, then everybody else has to be a loser.
Yeah.
So it's probably not a healthy perspective, even of myself. So the roots would be self-love. The roots would be love of other people. Love?
Yeah.
Would that be one?
It's a fruit in itself. So I think for me, I would say the roots are clear communication, willingness to communicate regardless of how it's perceived. What are real expectations? I mean, a lot of negotiations fail because people fail to negotiate or to communicate their real expectations. What they say they want isn't what they really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. We need to put that down clearly. So the ability to communicate is a root system to good win-win. When we study transactional analysis, there's this thing that says, I'm okay, you're okay, I'm not okay. You remember that scenario in TA?
Yeah.
And I think what's a root to good win-win is that I'm okay and you're okay. We're coming from a place of groundedness and okay, because you can't negotiate from a negative, positive position. You can only negotiate from a position of equality, adult to adult, as it were.
Yeah, and that's why sort of the word love was coming for me, because it's about self-love. I'm okay. Love it, Davey. Yeah. I'm okay. I'm enough. You're enough.
Yeah.
I'm enough. You're enough. Another beautiful term here, and I can't remember who said it, but I just love this concept. Some people are geniuses. Other people are genius makers. How good is that? Yeah.
Say that again.
Some people are geniuses.
This is a good time to lose the data. You're going to have to say that again. Some people are geniuses, but other people are
genius makers.
Genius makers. Genius
Yeah.
makers.
Now, no. I think you can be both. I want to operate out of my genius, and I also want to be a genius maker.
Mm.
And win-win is very much about, Davey, how do I make you look good? How do I make you look strong?
Yeah.
Because there's more than enough. Seth Godin, we've spoken to him about, but he talks about this absolute abundance. People often worry about giving their ideas away, but if you give your ideas, you're actually saying there's so much more to come.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's a self-fulfilling renewal.
Yeah, the secret to generosity, or secret certainly to abundance, is generosity, right? The fruit of abundance is the root of generosity, and the root of generosity is not fearing things to come to you.
Yeah.
When you fear that things won't come to you, you hold on to it, which is a self-negative cycle, which goes back to I love the way you started this thing with the words abundance. If you truly believe life is abundance and there's enough for everyone here, what a brilliant way to go to work in the morning, to negotiate with your wife, to have for your kids. There's enough for everyone in this household, today. There's enough for everyone in my work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And imagine working for an organization where the goal is win-win, so it's about you as the staff member winning. It's about the managers and their shareholders winning. It's about the customer winning. It's about our suppliers winning.
Mm-hmm.
It's this continual dance, which says it's about South Africa or England or whatever. It's this continual dance, which says we're here to make geniuses of all of us. And you want to work for an organization like that.
Well, we want to be around people that seek a win-win, because let's be honest, no one wants to be in a lose-lose or a win-lose. We want to live a life without regret. And I think there are enough people living in regret for us not to add to that. So abundance, honest, open communication, dealing with our ego, keeping that in check. And feeling good about when we walk away from a negotiation or a conversation, feeling good that the other person really benefited today. I love that. We made a genius today. I love that.
Yeah. Maya Angelou's got that beautiful quote, and I'm probably going to mess it up a bit, but she talks about people will forget what you did for them. They'll forget what you said, but they'll never ever forget how you made them feel. And I think win-win is very much about how do we make other people feel.
Beautiful.
Sometimes a person in power might say, but you're winning. I'm giving you a good salary. And the person would say, yes, you are. But the way you make me feel, and the way you make me feel causes me to feel like I'm losing.
Well, it's possible to win the battle and lose the war.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you're describing. Some people give everything. See, I'm giving you what you want, but they've lost the war. They've lost the war. And so good, Mike. All right, well, on and onwards to the next one tomorrow. And thanks again.
And Davey, I just want to quickly check. Are you feeling okay? Because I noticed the shirt you're wearing. You obviously need to feel like you're a winner today, or what?
Yeah, my Harley Davidson is still in storage. I haven't driven this bike since January, so I put the shirt on today just to feel a little closer to my bike. So one day soon, I'll be on a motorcycle coming near you, I'm sure. All right, until next time, my friend. Take care.
Yes, Bye.